Hello everyone and welcome back to my morning report analysis videos on Tuesday the 1st of November with the Mutual Parent Market Analyst at Hantec Markets. Let's look at cable now, and we've just had out the UK manufacturing PMI basically pretty much in line with expectations, only very slight miss to the downside, 54.3 versus 54.5. In terms of what that's done to cable, basically very little. Nothing really. The sort of market has been a little bit higher by a couple of ticks, 3 or 4 ticks, but nothing really in terms of direction. Now we've had this sort of improvement in cable this morning. European traders have come in and bought sterling. They missed the news yesterday, obviously, that Carney was going to be extending his tenureship for another year, or only a year, I should say. But they've sort of taken that as relatively positive. I think it's because of the removal of the uncertainty, really. But generally speaking, I don't necessarily think that's going to be a long-term positive for sterling. It's sort of mildly higher, really, in the last couple of days. Nothing too significant. I still sort of look at this range in the last few weeks and think that this is just an unwinding move. Or a settling move, really, because you've got the momentum indicators, which are just unwinding, yes, but that unwinding is coming with the market going sideways. So that tells me that the market is just basically in a sort of a bear market rally phase, effectively, where it's just settling from the sort of selling period that it was in, and you've still got this downtrend. The big downtrend from the Brexit sell-off, and that's beginning to kick in soon. So I think that ultimately we're going to be seeing further downside pressure, and the rally is going to be sold into. Now on the hourly chart, you can see that resistance band between sort of 2250 and 2270 in the last sort of week or so. Just briefly ticked higher to 2280, but then retreated back into that resistance. So that is still an area of resistance I think you'd be looking out for. The momentum indicator is not really showing too much traction, still all within or below 70, which would suggest you're still sort of seeing these rallies being capped. So I think that ultimately you might get a near-term sort of move above 2280. But to be honest, I think it's still going to come under selling pressure. I think unless you saw a breakout above 2330, which was sort of this sort of breakout for a base pattern, I don't necessarily think that this is going to be a move that ultimately you sort of see a sustainable buying pressure from. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your trading on cable, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.